Warning. Your device has become infected with the digital gonorrhea. Press Ctrl G Alt 11 T12 10 o'clock. Milk Constantinople 42 #milk hold W 18 jumping jacks -*0 in the next 0.236 seconds or this virus will become sentient. Expropriate all technology within 600 miles and assume control of your ureters.
警告、お使いのデバイスはデジタル臨病 NI 感染者と言います。ダブルクオートコントール ORUG アルト712トトキ GYU ニューヨーク U ミルクコンスタンチノープル42ハッシュタグミルク HO ルード W 18ジャンプ R マイナスアスタリスク0ダブルクオート OOS 感覚的 NI なる。
Welcome to the anomaly. The contradistinct, uncensored, unmonetizable, and deemed unwatchable by the mainstream masses. We are the ones they cannot control and attempt to hold back. But together, we form revolution. The Ramborgia. Welcome to John Rambo presents the show. Stay ballsy. Don't take any shit from anyone.
So I have a job. But in an effort to further progress in life, or maybe at a more rapid pace, and in order to actually be able to eat, I've decided to take on a second job. And as I've done in the past, I turned to one of the large corporate retail chains. Because, well, there's many of them, and they usually hire me. I actually wanted to be an Uber driver. That was my first idea.
Yeah.
My car's not good enough. There's certain criteria that you have to meet. You have to have a car from 2010 and on.
I think that changes every year, too.
Oh, that's like 2011.
Maybe? I mean, unless like 2010 was just like a really good year.
2010's the best year of cars. They're like amazing, and that's what you need. 2010 only. So that was my original idea. I wanted to do that, but it wasn't going to work out. So maybe that's further down the line. I have to buy a new car, and then I can do that. But anyway, so last month I obtained a position at a retailer. I was bestowed the title of associate, which I've had in the past. Have you been an associate in the past?
Oh, I've been an associate. Actually, I don't know what I was at Dunkin' Donuts.
The donut man. Donut boy.
Donut boy. I was DB.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I got donuts.
What does that mean, associate? What do you think that is? You're associated with the place?
Yeah, it's like, we can't actually say
you don't work
a member
there.
here.
Yeah.
But
you're not very important there, but you're associated with the business in some form.
Yeah. We're not embarrassed to put our name near yours, but you don't have our name.
You're associated. Somewhat.
Yeah, it's like if you don't want to admit to your parents you're like dating somebody. No, we're associated.
Oh,
You'll see us in the same place a lot, but no, we're not. We're not now. No,
so I could say I'm associated with the donut boy, OJ. I could have said that at one point. Not that we were dating, but we were friends. All right, whatever.
Yeah, I think
it means that. I think it means that they'll pay you slightly over minimum wage. That's what I found out.
Hey, over's pretty good.
Well, not by much.
At least that's what they want you to believe.
Minimum wage has gone up so much over the years.
Well, compared to Australia.
What was that about?
Australia, it's like $17-18.
Wow. Because they're like, all right, we're going to pay you like a little bit over minimum wage. And I'm thinking minimum wage, the last time I worked for minimum wage was like $6.80.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. And then I found out I think it's $10.10 now over here.
Wow. Well, let's think about this.
I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm going to be rich here. This is like wild.
Let's say there's 4% inflation every year, right?
Oh, this is a math lesson with OJ.
So what was it, like 660?
It was 680.
Okay, 680.
Like 10 years ago.
Okay, so after 1 year, it would be 772. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If it had 4% inflation every year, it would be at 967 after 10 years.
Was it incredibly loud? Was that a calculator?
That was my keyboard.
You destroyed my mind.
I'm sorry. I know you
speakers
warned
of
me.
anyone that's out there.
So before we started recording, John warned me that my microphone is super sensitive today.
Yeah, I'm like, I could hear birds. I could hear.
You could hear my neighbors doing laundry. Not the neighbors, just the rushing of the water through the pipes.
Very sensitive mic. It's a good mic. It must be really good.
For certain values of good.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't need to have like Superman super hearing mucking up. You know what I mean?
At least we know it's working.
Nerf.
So anyway, it's been 7 years since I worked in retail. Things have changed quite a bit, actually. I did not expect it. So they were like, all right, you're going to start, and we're going to do some training, like the first day, right? So I'm expecting you're going to go in, maybe like go on the register. Maybe they'll like show you the store a little bit. This is what we do at the store, and this is what you should be doing at the store as you associate with us. But instead, they bring me to this room, give me a tablet, and they're like, you're going to be training on the tablet.
You're kidding.
And this was two full days. Like, probably, 12 hours total, just sitting in a room with the tablet. So if you want to just make some quick money, get a job, get one of these jobs, and then just go on for 2 days, and you just sit in a room with a tablet, and you make maybe, a couple bucks. And they'll pay you for it. So, but it's pretty weird, man. It's like this tablet, and there's like videos playing, and there's like you have to like do interactive things with it, role playing of situations, like a customer's talking, and then you have to pick like the correct thing to say.
And if you get it wrong, they get mad at you.
No, you just do it again. They'll tell you why.
Just keep doing it until you get it right.
Yeah, and these situations with customers that would never really happen, or they're not really how people actually talk to you. And like things how you should like suggest certain items for if they're buying other items. Meanwhile, you talk to the real customers, a lot of them don't even speak at all to you. Or they're just want nothing to do with you, or so I don't know. It's like not even real life scenarios, really. So that goes on. One of the things we had to do was this entire thing about unions and how they're bad.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yeah, it was propaganda.
So,
it's about how unions are bad because you have to pay them and they don't do anything at all for you. You have to pay them money out of your check, and it's not right. They may actually approach you and try to talk to you into having a union, because I guess the rule is that if a certain amount of people if a certain amount of the employees want the union, then there has to be one, or it has to go to a vote. I guess is that correct?
I think there's something like that. I don't really know how it works.
I believe if you get a percentage of the staff to be like, we want a union, it has to go to a vote. And they're like really desperately like, no, they're bad. If they approach you, just walk away. Don't even speak. Don't look them in the eye. And I was thinking about this. I had someone approach me like years ago, and I was probably like 17. I was working at some store, and the guy's like, would you think a union? This place would benefit from a union. Was that just some random guy? Like, I don't know. At the time, I just didn't care enough, and it was whatever. But interesting that was thrown in there. The fact that they don't want you to have it so bad makes me think that would be good for the people. So kind of is counterproductive.
Here's the thing that's funny though. Like, I'm just picturing some guy who, like a secret shopper, like a secret union starter. Like, he just shows up and he's wearing a trench coat and a hat tilted over his face.
Dude, that's what they made it seem like. You should have seen this thing. It was wild.
Hey man, you like unions?
I got some good stuff for you. Some of that union stuff.
Yeah, you want to get together with me?
They act like they were the scum of the earth
all night.
Don't even acknowledge them. I think you were supposed to call a number or something if you saw them, or like they approach you in the parking lot. Call this number.
Asking you about unions?
They'd probably come and kill them.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I don't know.
Worse than Chuli's gum.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting,
to say the least.
So yeah, things have changed a lot, man, in the 7 years. So, because now it's all, you can track all these numbers. There's analytics. It's easy to create programs and to figure out percentages and all this stuff. And they're just way into this stuff, dude. Or more than needed so. Like everything's meticulously looked at and overanalyzed. You know, the basics of it is sell a good product. You know, put it in a position where the customer could find it easily and understand what it is, and then help them purchase it, take their money. You know,
facilitate them acquiring what they want.
Yeah, but it's just become so weird. And so, case in point, first day.
Your first day out of the cage?
Well, yeah, the first real day, like working. They were like, all right, go take your break. All right, so we just lost OJ, and now he's back.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those days, man.
It has been all day.
Yeah, really? All right, we'll save that for later. I'm telling a story here. It's important. So
unions.
So where was I here? So we're talking about like over the top with the analytics and whatnot. So first day, go on a break. Come back from the break. Entering a store, usually, what would you do? Go through the doors, the entrance, right?
Yeah, you just take the regular door.
Makes sense. So going through the doors. And then the manager, who's this girl, is probably 10 years younger than me or more.
Oh, my.
Whoa, easy there.
Nah, for you.
Okay. So she goes, why are you coming through those doors? I'm like, well, what do you mean? Isn't that the way in? And she's like, not for you. If you're coming through those doors, you count as a customer. You're not a customer. You're an associate. She didn't say that part, but you associate with us. You're not a customer. So I'm like, where do I go? He's like, you're coming through the exit.
Oh,
that doesn't make as much sense to me. So what I wanted to do really was just be like, oh, this exit here? Okay, and then just go through and then never return to this place. But, it was the first day. I was like, okay, this is pretty wacky. I like to find myself in a strange situation that I can then talk about later on the show.
Well, you know what I'm thinking about, man?
Yes.
What we need to do is we need to go to that store. Like, every time I go to that store now, I'm going to go in through the outdoor.
You won't count as a customer then. You can't do.
And then I'll buy something. And then they'll like, we have 10 customers and 11 purchases.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I think this is like inside information. It's not supposed to get out there.
Ooh.
But I think what's going on here, from talking to some other people about this, questioning them, maybe after hours, what's going on with the door? You can't go through those doors. What do you think it's about? Pretty sure that they count the amount of times the door opens throughout the day. And it probably goes to, corporate. And then they run their percentages on how many people came in based on how many sales were had. I'm pretty positive that's what's happening here.
Well, here's what you need to do. Go to all your competing stores and put like a dipping bird or something. So one of those little things that just keeps moving, or a little fan. So every like 30 seconds, it just goes in front of the door and it opens.
I just don't care enough about, I don't care. But this is what's going on out there, man. And we did the Epic Mail, which is kind of like a parody of these places. I would never have dreamed of of putting that in there because it sounds too unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like, that's too unbelievable. This is the stuff that goes on here. Like, it's just unbelievable, man. This is where we are in 2017.
Track everything. Release nothing.
It's basically, I think, the brick and mortar places are struggling. So they're just coming up with, like, mathematical equations of how to get the most possible out of the people that do enter the place. How do you suck the most out of them?
So they find whoever's sucking the most out of the people who enter the place, and they're just going to say, do what they're doing.
Maybe.
It makes sense.
Just give them a nice experience. We don't need to be counting doors.
No, that's stupid. Why would you give someone a nice experience? Nobody wants to do anything. You should be grumpy and surly when they're there because they know you don't want to be there. You know they won't want to be there. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Nobody wants to interact with humans. Humans are terrible. And that's the problem, that everyone seems to think that way.
So, so that goes down. Just like, okay. And then later that day, there was actually like a big theft. So then there was like a the next day, like the next time I went in, there was like a meeting. I got there in the morning, and they had like all the stuff, like on the floor, like boxes of stuff, and just like to show everyone. Everyone's standing around in a circle, and they're like, "This is what happens when we don't pay attention to what the customers are doing and whatnot." Now, a lot of these items are items that are like in those plastic security cases.
Clamshells?
Yeah, so somebody like smashed them or had some kind of tool. I don't know how you stop someone from. I don't know. They bought some tool on Amazon probably. Amazon probably sells the tools to break into this.
If not, eBay does.
Oh, somebody does.
Uh-huh.
So that's just the wackiness of it, like, oh, I'm back. That was the first moment, like, I'm back. The music in the place, they just play nonstop. It's like covers of songs from the aughts. Like bad Sugar Ray, but a cover of Sugar Ray.
Like they couldn't afford Sugar Ray, so they got someone to cover Sugar Ray.
I was trying to figure out what happened there. I mean, yeah, probably their songs are for sale, and then someone does it, and then they buy it for less because it's not the real song.
Oh my gosh!
Some of the assortments some of the selections I've heard. Tracy Chapman's "Fast Car." You know that song? Have you heard that from the '90s?
Probably, but I couldn't place it.
I got a fast car. I got a feeling I could be someone.
Ass cap!
There's like a techno version of that.
No way.
That's like Blind Melon's "No Rain." You know that one?
Yeah, Blind Melon. I know, yeah.
Like a pop version with some chick.
Wait.
Maybe it's Kids Bop, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, no.
So, one night I closed, right? And like we're about to leave and the music's still going. I'm like, do we turn off the music? And one of the guys was like, no, they keep that on all night.
No.
It never turns off.
Dude, that's horror movie stuff. That is like Five Nights at Freddy's nonsense.
The lights and the music never turn off. Even when no one's there.
Well, would you want to rob the place if you walked in at like 1 a.m.?
Maybe that's
lights are on and you hear a horrible cover of Blind Melon?
Get out of here! It's not even the real song. It's a pop version.
I'm going to go steal from the place up the street. At least they can hire the real artists.
Do you think maybe that's what it is? I don't know. It's like it's like you have no control over the actual building. Like the building is sentient in a way. That's what I felt like. And it seemed like no one really knew where the music came from or how to control it.
Oh my gosh. So now we've gone from one conspiracy theory to an entirely different one.
There's a lot of stuff going on, man.
Dude, are you living in an episode of Black Mirror?
Basically, yeah, it's retail. Feel
like I'm slipping into the Twilight Zone.
But I remember at GameStop, man, there was this GameStop TV thing. And it was like this, it was behind the counter, it was a big TV, and it would play this loop, the same like half hour of stuff, like over and over again. And this one guy figured out how to turn it off one night. Basically, there was a spot there was no controls on the thing whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And it would come on its own and go off on its own. But there was one spot for like a USB port in the way back of it if you like unscrewed something. So this dude I worked with unscrewed this thing, found this one USB port, plugged a mouse into it, and just started clicking the mouse like crazy, and he was able to freeze the screen. An hour goes by, we get a call from Texas, some company in Texas. Is there a problem with your TV? What do you mean? Like, it seems like it's not working. They knew.
Sorry, man.
And that was like 2008. So, yeah, right now I think someone is controlling the lights and the music in the place from another location.
Well, I mean, dude,
could be anywhere.
I gotta say though, I mean, I know how irritating those can be because I remember at Toys R Us, I can still hear the music from one of those stupid demo things. Like, I'm gonna have it somewhat butchered because it's been so long, but. That's
like, a song?
It's one of the stupid songs that they played on either the Xbox, the GameCube, or the PlayStation 2. I don't remember which one it is. Forever.
What was that, 15 years ago?
Yeah, they also played Sum 41, but
I don't remember.
Yeah, they played the Sum 40. One of the hockey games had a Sum 41 song, the one about being a casualty of conformity and the victim of society and whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
That was the Xbox. So either the Xbox, I think it was the Xbox or the PlayStation 2 that played that stupid other song, and I can't I can't get away from it, man.
That's weird. It's been a long time there.
I know. Like, I wish I could, like, hum that into Shazam or something and have it tell me what song it was, but it's not ever going to show up because it's not real.
So, So one night they're like, hey, can you clean the bathrooms? Like,
no!
Right. So I clean the bathrooms.
Do the associates clean the bathrooms at those stores?
Apparently, I don't know. Maybe it was just some kind of rib. Like, get this guy to do it.
At Dunkin' Donuts, the associates clean the donut men and women clean bathrooms.
Clean the donut bathroom.
My last day there, dude, it looked like a box of chocolate creams exploded. And I'm just like, nope, I'm out. It
probably was chocolate creams, but it passed through, and then...
Yeah, it was yesterday's chocolate creams.
Clean the bathrooms and flush the donuts, will you? So, clean, I mean, I was thinking, like, people make fun of that a lot. People that got to clean, right?
No, there's nothing to make fun of. It has to get done.
It's probably the most noble of jobs. And it's probably one of the few jobs that actually makes sense. Because something is dirty. Now it is not when I'm done.
Yeah.
Like most jobs, you can't really say that. That's simple, right?
Like, what did you do today? Oh, I helped a banker get money.
I sold a stock. I helped, facilitate a stock sale so that if it goes up in value, this guy might make some dividends. Yeah, right? So, you're removing, like, filth, things that can actually make people sick, which actually has some value to it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's no fun. I don't like doing it.
No, but there's one benefit, though, of doing that job.
Yeah. Take your time.
If you don't like talking to people, ain't nobody going to bug you.
That's true. Yeah, I went to the women's room, had to put a sign up, and...
oh, that's awkward.
It's a lot bigger in there. Dirtier as well.
Wait, what?
It was dirtier, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess it happens.
I'm just saying. I don't know. So then, this is about 2 weeks ago. I'm working at the place. And a guest.
Yes.
It's got that insane corporate speak. Where everyone's friends and we're all trying to help each other. We're not just trying to take their money and kick them out the door.
We're trying to help them be
we're
separated.
Helping their life. They're our guests. They're coming into our homes.
Be our guests. Be our guests. Put your wallets to the test.
We're helping them.
Clearly, that's what we're here for.
That's why we're here. More than anything else. So I was looking for something and can't find on the shelf. I'm like, all right, let me go up on the ladder here. It could be in this overstock area above the shelves. So go way up on this ladder to the top of the place and like the rafters of the place and find the thing the guy's looking for. It's like this big box, freaking heavy. I'm trying to like how am I gonna get this down without dropping it on the guy or falling off? And the dude just was just looking at me and he's like, hey, I think I've seen you on YouTube. So I'm like, no, that's probably somebody else. And he's like, no, it's you. And I got the stupid uniform on. I got the name tag and everything. And so obviously, I'd be like, oh yeah, how's it going? And it was a nice guy, and it was nice, and he's very confused. And I'm just thinking, like, our reach is not that big, right? Like, I don't know. How many people have even heard of us?
Yeah.
In the grand scheme, not many, spread out across the world.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Kidding. I love you. Don't hate me. I love you.
And so, like, not many people have heard of us. What are the odds of someone actually heard of us? The odds that the guy comes into place when I'm there, which is, I'm there maybe like 15 hours a week. It's not that much.
Yeah.
And out of all the people in the store, like, I'm the one that wound up helping him. Like, these are not good odds.
No, they're not.
But for some reason, this is what happens. It's like, sometimes you just can't make this stuff up, It's like, lightning strike kind of things. The universe is like talking to you or just mocking you in some way. I don't know. But the guy was very nice, was very like confused. And I usually really enjoy meeting people, but I was just like, it was an uncomfortable spot. So I'm like, I don't want this guy to think like less of me because look what I'm doing. But then I'm thinking, if he saw me online already, then you probably can't think much less of me than he may. But It was wacky. A wacky scenario, man.
Weird, wild stuff.
If you can imagine. That's not something like everyone has to deal with. You know? Most people don't have to deal with like that kind of. But it's not a big deal, but it's like, it messes with your head.
Yeah, though, I mean, I'm such an egotist. I don't know. I think I'd really enjoy it if I was like, I don't know if I'd enjoy it at work. Where someone's like, oh my gosh, I know you from YouTubes. But like, I would love to just be walking through New York City and someone's like, yo, Jay. And I'm like,
that's good. But imagine, I'm not even saying this guy loved me or something or liked me or whatever, but imagine just like someone you like that you watch their stuff and you go to like a freaking Applebee's and the guy's your waiter. It's the guy that you like.
Okay,
it'd be a little weird, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Because to you, I mean, it's weird because they're people, but no, they're out there. It's different. Like it's just too real.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's like worlds collide kind of thing. Anyway, but I don't know. So there you go. It hasn't been really that bad, going in basically 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like one weekend day, and then I do 2 nights during the week. So basically, like 2 days a week, I have like a 13-hour, 14-hour day.
Oof. Oh, dang, man.
But what's interesting though is the days where I only work like 8 hours at the other job. It seems like such an easy day. You know?
That's good.
It's like,
I wish I felt like that after 8 hours.
Yeah, but if you had a day where you work 20 hours, the other days don't feel as bad. You know what I mean?
No. The other days I'd be unconscious recovering from the 20-hour shift.
That's true. But it's all it's all just perception. Like I feel like if you only worked 1 day a week and you had the whole rest of the week off, like that one day would almost become like a really hard day.
Mm-hmm.
But because you do so many days, it's all relative. I don't know. It's odd.
Seriously, what about this? What if you could only had to work 1 day a week, but you had to do 16 hours, and you couldn't take any vacation days?
That's fine. It's like is it like a trucker or something?
I don't know.
Don't you work 3 days straight and then you're off for like a week or something? I don't know,
man. If that's what it is, I got to rethink my priorities here.
No, I think it's good to balance. I don't think that's good.
That and I'd fall asleep and die. I know my limits in cars.
Well, that's it, friends. I'm doing that, and we'll see what happens. But maybe there'll be some more wacky stories to tell you.
Some weird, wild stuff.
But I think in order to get where you want to go, you have to. There's only one way to do it. You got to sacrifice things, and you got to take the take the road to get there, which is not always the easy way. You can't be afraid of doing things you don't really want to do.
If you do, well, you can't be. Yes, I agree.
You can't be afraid of working towards a goal and doing the things you have to do to achieve that goal. When you are working towards a goal, everything's easy because you kind of think when you're in a bad spot, you go, well, this helps me get towards my goal, so it's worth doing.
Every step.
That's right. There was a guy I was working with. I was trying to get him to think that maybe I was an undercover boss. I was dropping some hints, but he didn't seem to really care. But, I'm like, oh, so that's how that's done. I see, I've heard about that. In corporate. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Oh.
It's also interesting the way people act, just because I haven't entered like a new environment in a long time, like people that know each other, and you're the new person. And I've been in that situation many times, but it's been a while. So some people are like very friendly to you immediately. Some people are very defensive.
When you're the new guy.
Yeah, who are you? What are you doing? Even if you approach them like with a smile and just being nice to them, sometimes it still takes a couple times for them to like break that ice.
Yeah, like you're one of them. You're not one of us yet.
Who are you? What's your deal? Then you always have like the manager, like the mid-level manager that is afraid. They're like very defensive, like they're afraid you're coming for their job, their awesome job, right?
Yeah.
And then because I had that a little bit, but then people realize, all right, there's no threat to us. It's okay. But It's a psychological experiment. And perhaps, all you guys out there, you may see me at your local store. And then you could take my picture, put it on Twitter, look at this idiot.
Oh.
It's fun. Say hello.
Be nice. Yeah, but buy something. Be a customer. I don't care if it's cheap. Just something so
if you're not going to buy something, don't go through the main doors.
Yeah, exactly.
So March has ended. We survived March.
March is ending.
Well, you're right. It's not even over yet. Still got a couple days to go. It's ending, yes. Audrey, how has your month been?
It's been okay. Nothing deadly.
Yes? Anything go on? Would you like to speak of?
I'm trying to think.
Did you go to the PAX, I believe?
Oh, Frill! Yeah, I went to PAX. I completely forgot to tweet about it or tell anyone I was going, but I was there.
You told me. I know somehow.
Yeah. It was pretty good this year. It was fun. It was an experience, as always. It was really funny because I went with a few folks, a couple guys who knew Overwatch and a couple guys who didn't. And every time they saw a costume they didn't recognize, they just went, "Forget it, it's Overwatch." That's Resistor. That's Transistor. Nope, it's Overwatch. I don't know what it is. It's probably Overwatch. 90% chance you're going to be right. And the sad part is, that was kind of accurate. But it was good. Played some new board games. Saw some new gaming stuff. It was very nice.
Good.
Yeah, saw the Proto Men play again. That's always fun.
Did what was this thing with the bike you got? You told me. How come I know more about what you've been doing than you? What's going on
John,
here? I
have no mental. I only just remembered now stuff I was supposed to do before we recorded.
If you don't remember doing things, why even do them? If you're just going to forget you did them.
I don't know. I can turn around and remember the bike exists.
Well, that's why I'm here, because I keep up with my OJ news.
I know.
What's his bike?
I forget a lot, but
it's not like I even wrote this stuff down. I just remember what you told me.
I can't remember what I told me. Okay, so here's what I do remember, folks. I was
What's
at
with
PAX.
the clicking? Is that like a sexual thing? What is that?
I don't know.
What is happening right now?
I don't know. I think I ate too many potato chips and my brain's shutting down. Anyway, all right. So, it's PAX, and it's the last day, and I'm hanging out at the exhibitors hall. My friends are like, "Oh, it's the last day. We're gonna go buy stuff or whatever." And I'm thinking, this is my last day in the exhibitors hall. Like, all this stuff's gonna be gone. I want to see if there's anything cool. So they go wander off, and I start looking at cool things. I play the new expansion for Guns of Icarus, which actually looked pretty sweet. And then I wandered over to a place that was doing a raffle for chairs, and I didn't win. And as I'm walking past the chair place, I look over, and there's this little VR setup with a couple of HTC Vivies and two dudes, and there's like a little kid on, it looked like an exercise bike. I walk over, and I say, "So what is this?" Meanwhile, the announcement's going on. "The exhibit hall is closing in 5 minutes. Like, "Oh, so what's this?" He's like, "Oh, this is the Verzoom." I'm like, "The what, who?" "Yeah, it's a bike. You want to play video games?" I'm like, I'm here because I like video games and board games. So, well, do I have time to try? They're like, don't worry about it, because the thing's about to, what's the word? The thing's about to close. So I sit on the bike, and the guy passed me the Vivi helmet, and they ran a demo. And basically, it's an exercise bike for playing games with virtual reality to exercise.
Wow.
Excuse me. Oop, there's the chips. And honestly, I was so impressed by that 5-minute demo that one, coupled with the fact that they had a coupon, I just ran home and bought the thing. And I am very happy. It comes with only a few games to start. There's one where you fly around on a Pegasus eating apples.
Wow.
One where you pedal to make the Pegasus fly.
To move his legs?
Yep. And then you hold the right trigger down to make him fly up. See, the thing was designed as a game controller.
Is there can you kick him and whip him? Is there a virtual whip?
No, it's a Pegasus. You don't whip it or whip it good.
Okay, I don't know how Pegasus works.
So there's that. And then there's one where you're just racing like the Tour de, like not a Tour de France, but just biking down with a big group of other bikers. And the game will tell you draft a biker, pass 3 bikers before the next gate. Okay, fun enough. There's a race car one that kicks your butt because to go faster, you have to turn up the resistance on the bike, like you're switching gears. So that's pretty brutal.
There's one where you can just ride.
The Tour de France one is the closest.
So basically, you're sitting there, you got a helmet on, and you're on the bike.
Yep, you're on the bike. It's got the handlebars are basically video game controllers.
Are there other attachments like I don't know, nipple sensors or something? Or
no nipple sensors, but it does have a heart rate monitor.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. I am supremely happy with it. Just to note, my favorite game is the tank game. There's 2 maps, Winter Stand and Thunder Bowl. And you just drive around in a tank by pedaling. You turn left and right by tilting your body. And then you click the trigger to fire. And you run around blowing up tanks.
They're going to make one where something's just chasing you?
Yes.
Just coming to kill you.
That would be terrifying.
And you just have to keep going.
John, you don't understand. Like, I am honest. Like, I'm scared to play tag. Because when someone's about to tag me, like, the spot where their hand's about to hit, like, it doesn't hurt. But, like, I can feel it there, and it's really uncomfortable. I freak out, man. When I think I'm going to get shot playing paintball or something, or whatever, it freaks me out.
Or during your Fight Club every Thursday night.
Oh, you have no idea.
No, I think a game where something's chasing you, and then you have the nipple sensors like I talked about. They shock you if the thing touches you.
Well, here's the thing. Like, one of the coolest things it came with is a controller emulator. So you can use the bike as like an Xbox 360 controller or something.
Oh.
I saw a Reddit post where some crazy person who is my hero, the game Elite Dangerous supports VR by default. They rigged the game up so it's a spaceship game. You fly around a little fighter so that when you pedal forward, it increases your throttle. And when you pedal backwards, it does throttle backward.
Huh.
And the dude got...
That's a lot of work, man.
Yeah. He had to buy a 2-piece throttle and flight stick set and then mount them on like boom microphone stands. So he can sit there and pedal and play Elite Dangerous all day.
So, like, what's your routine on this thing? You do, like, a certain amount of time, a level or two, or?
I've been doing, like, a certain amount of time, but honestly, I don't think it's as effective to do that as it is to do, like, to just pick the ones where you just pedal the most. Like, I've done a heck of a lot of pedaling in the just one where you're biking down a road one, and the race car kicked my effing butt. But the tank one's my favorite. It is just really fun. There's a helicopter one, too, but I'm really bad at it. I spent an hour and a half trying to get the emulator to work so I could play Rocket League by pedaling forward and backward to make my car go forward and backward. But the emulator froze and disappeared every time I opened up Rocket League, and I haven't figured that out yet.
This is where things are going, man. I think everything's going to be some kind of virtual deal.
Yeah,
virtual eating. Maybe like, no, you're eating your own food, but you're like put on the thing, so you like you're in some kind of like nice restaurant.
Like, actually, no, I could see that where
the ambiance you want when you sleep, you do it.
Yeah, and it makes your food look better. Like, it's your food that you cooked, and it has a sense. It's got a camera on it.
It looks like lobster, but it's like Chef Boyardee or something.
Yeah, it changes it around. Like, you can see where the food you're picking. Like, for example, instead of chicken nuggets, like you lift it up, it looks like steak.
Okay.
Like little medallions of steak.
And you get to choose like what part of the world you're in, what type of setting. What you want sitting next to you. You could throw the food on them if you want.
Then you got to go pick it up when you take the dang headset off.
So, I want to get to some local news. I feel like it's important that we start doing some local news on this program because I feel like the show is about us and the area we live in. Helps shape who we are, perhaps. So, the weirdness that goes on.
Okay.
Maybe it's more of an explanation or an excuse for why we are how we are. Maybe.
Did they find? Are you going to tell me they found something in the water?
No.
Are you sure?
I haven't found that article. I'll have to look for that one maybe next time. But here's an article. This is from a paper called The North Salem Daily Voice I'm sure everyone gets all across the world. I don't even actually live in that town, but I do get the paper delivered to the house. I don't know why that is. It comes maybe once a week or something. I don't know. Well, here you go, John. North Salem, New York. This is from, okay, the original article is from March 24th of 2014. There's 2 articles here. Okay. So this is from March 24th, 2014, nearly 3 years ago.
Sure.
It's important to the overall story that you remember that date, 2014. So North Salem, New York, a wallaby has gone missing in North Salem.
Wait, how did we get a wallaby to begin with? The Frel, where's Rocco?
Indy, a 6-year-old wallaby, was last seen at his home on Titicus Road between the town garage and the town library in North Salem at 3:30 p.m. Friday afternoon. Warren Sachs, who owns the domesticated Indy, believes he ran out of their fenced yard after deer broke their fence and frightened him. He is gentle but frightens easily, Sachs said. He will not hurt a fly, but will run away if scared, so a stranger wouldn't be able to pick him up. Now, my theory is that he saw the deer and decided he wanted to eat them alive and chase them away.
Typical wallaby behavior.
Yeah, I'm thinking he wanted to go, he's bloodthirsty. Or that it just scared the crap out of him. He's like, what is that? What are you? You gotta get out of here. Indy has been a member of the Sachs family for 5 years after their son rescued him from someone in upstate New York who took Indy to schools and kept him in a playpen.
Wait.
I thought I was going to say like his son rescued him from New Zealand or something, but no. Upstate New York. I am devastated, Sachs said. Unfortunately, it's not looking good. He's a pet. Sachs has alerted people in North Salem to be on the lookout if they see anything hopping around. Last summer, Indy briefly got out and was seen hopping on Route 116. He was really spooked by the deer, Sachs said. Either he's lost his own scent or is hurt. I don't know. It's a total mystery. Again with this afraid of the deer thing.
Who's afraid of deer?
Well, he's very afraid of them. Maybe he thinks they're like him. He thinks they're like his relatives or something. He's like, I belong with you, baby, right? He doesn't know he's the only of his kind in the whole freaking area. Probably doesn't know what he is. Sachs said he's a very sweet animal who's very docile. He looks like a big rabbit, Sachs said. I can't imagine where he went. He could be anywhere. Anyone who has spotted you should call. It actually has their number, which I guess I won't give out. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. So that's the first.
Lovely.
It's the first part of this article. Let's see if I can open this next one here. So what do you think about that, Wallaby? Did you ever want like an exotic pet of any kind?
Oh, yeah, of course. I would have wanted an exotic pet that wouldn't have... I would have wanted a ferret till I found out they beat you up and smelled awful.
That's exotic? That's not exotic, man.
It's a little bit.
Compared to a wallaby?
No, wallaby's way more exotic.
Yeah.
I would have loved a crazy pet, but it would have killed me.
You got a wallaby in their backyard, and he got out.
That's irresponsible wallaby keeping.
All right, so this next article, February 8th, 2017, nearly 3 years later. The headline. It's alive.
What? No way. No way.
North Salem, New York. The case of the missing marsupial continues. Some creative writing going on here. A wallaby from North Salem, which has been missing for 3 years, reportedly resurfaced last week near the Emmoak Reservoir Dam in Somers. Adam Bosch, Director of Public Affairs for the New York Environmental Protection Bureau of Water Supply, said 2 DEP police officers were driving on patrol when they clearly spotted the wallaby in their headlights around 1 a.m. on January 29th. Now, that's a job I want to do. 1 a.m., late January, just driving around.
The reservoir?
You drive around the reservoir probably all night. Is that what you do?
I guess. Make sure no one's urinating in it or poisoning it like the Joker.
They found a wallaby. They watched it hop across from Lake Road to Ashton Road near Emmoak Dam when it jumped into the woods pretty quickly, Bosch said. These patrol officers receive highly specialized training about all kinds of wildlife. They're used to seeing deer, coyotes, bobcats, and such. They had no doubt in their minds that this was a wallaby. They're like, wait a second, they have like a checklist. They have like pictures of each thing. And they're just like, all right, bobcat.
They get tested every year.
They hold it up next to, like, out the window. No, they'd like put an X through it, or like, okay, coyote. No. Right. Deer. No. Must be a wallaby.
I'm just picturing like a snake with like a bunny hat on it. It's a wallaby, guys.
The two then track the animal into the woods using thermal infrared cameras, which are designed to track and photograph humans and other land mammals, using the heat from their bodies. This is a great job. They have futuristic technology in the woods in the middle of the night. You just go crazy. So what do they? I guess they look for people with this infrared stuff. There's people in the woods.
You know they're going home to their significant others and being like, "Hey, you want to see how hot you are?"
Well, yes. I mean, of course you would use it for foreplay, but anyway, what are the people doing around the reservoir? They're pissing in there, drinking the water or something.
I think you could poison it, or taking a boat out with a motor, which would poison the water a little bit.
They probably have guns too. They probably have weapons. They have like all kinds of stuff. This is incredible.
Well, if they're seeing bobcats all the time, you better have something, man.
They're just driving around shooting bobcats at the window. They continue their search.
No, wait, I'm from Police Academy.
They continue their search for about an hour through the woods until 2 a.m. after coming up empty. The officers stopped their search and contacted Yorktown and Westchester County Police to let them know about the sighting.
Wait. They searched for 2 hours?
They searched for 2 hours. They cannot get them.
You know what this means, right? That if you want to get at the New York City's water supply, you just need to drop a wallaby off where the police will find it. They'll chase it into the woods, and then you're home free.
OJ's always thinking of schemes here.
Oh, I'm on a list now.
Susan Bush, whose family owned Indy, said the workers tried to capture him, adding, "The only way to do so is either with a tranquilizer gun or by the tail."
He's a Saiyan?
There's no other way to get him. There's no other way. You know, but you trank him or you get him by the tail. Nothing else will work. You hit him with like a shotgun blast. That's not going to. Yeah, he's fine. Net, I guess that's ineffective as well. Trap, no, he's too smart. Bush, who cautions against others owning a wallaby, said it's not likely the workers were mistaken. Wallabies with tails nearly 2 feet long are hard to confuse with deer or dogs. So she's saying now, she's like, I'm anti-owning wallabies. I once was for it, but my experiences in life have led me to this point where now I am against it. She learned things. Or maybe she learned the wrong things. Maybe you can have a wallaby if you do the proper care. I don't know.
Maybe get a deer-proof fence before you buy a wallaby. Just saying.
Perhaps, yeah. Dr. Laurie Hess, a veterinarian who has treated Indy, expressed skepticism that he's still alive after all this time. "I highly doubt this is true. These are animals that would be victimized by predators in no time. They absolutely cannot tolerate the deep freezes we have here in New York. To be alive 3 years later is just impossible." Bosch dismissed assertions that the wallaby could not have survived several winters. "I've done some research and found that there are actually some cases where wallabies have escaped into the woods of Canada and have survived multiple harsh winters."
John,
said. Yes.
You know what that means? We have a new children's movie. He has to make it to Canada to be with his friends.
And let's be honest here, the people of Canada are much more polite. And, he's got a better chance there. Any wallaby or any living creature has a better chance in Canada than, I would say, in the United States.
Yeah, he's got to cross the border to Eden.
These past 2 winters have been pretty mild with little snow cover, which is true. Mm-hmm. Since these guys eat what deer eat, it's plausible that he survived. Maybe he's just hungry. He's like, these deer know what I like.
He just follow them. That's why he followed them around, yeah.
I'm going to follow these deer. What do they eat?
And then the predators are going after the bigger deer.
This is not the first time that someone has claimed to have spotted Indy in Westchester since his disappearance on March 21st, 2014. He's been cited by residents in so many local communities. South Sam, Katona, Mount Kisco, Bedford, Lewisboro among them. Bush refers to Indy as Westchester's wallaby. "We're absolutely shocked that he's still alive," Bush said. "We're very pleased. We have very few cold winters. It's amazing. Wallabies, which are herbivorous, are normally found in Australia and New Guinea. Yeah, it's not close to here. Where the climate is much warmer. When he was domesticated, Indy loved staying outside in the spring and summer, would only spend about an hour and a half outside on an average day in the winter. Which, of course, gave us great concern when he disappeared, she said. Let's see here. There's a lot of other information. Okay. Another difficulty locating Indy is how quiet wallabies are.
Huh?
He makes not a noise, not a murmur, Bush said. If he came to the back door, you'd have no idea he was there. So
That's creepy. He's just watching you.
You could be in anybody's backyard right now. You don't even realize he's in your back door. You don't have no idea.
You just open the front door. You just see his eyes watching you from the trees.
Yes, his red eyes. The wallabies, I'm sure they have red eyes. They make no sound. They're just out there. Yeah. Bush said he's still not sure how he got out, but said he was often spooked by a deer that would jump over the fence into their yard. Okay, Bush believes Indy has remained in the area because he's trying to find his way home. On one occasion, Bush said her neighbors spotted Indy in their backyard, but they had called the wrong number. And the wallaby left before his family showed up. That was the closest they had to finding Indy.
That's really sad.
If Indy is located again, Bush said taking a picture of the animal would help. She said he would likely run away quickly, so unless the person who spots Indy is equipped with a tranquilizer gun, they likely won't be able to catch him. We need to start carrying tranquilizer guns.
Clearly.
Bush said Indy is very docile, friendly, and answers to having his name called. She said he eats mostly flowers, but also enjoys carrots, Triscuits, sweet potatoes, and apples.
Oh, yeah.
This is why he left. Triscuits! I wouldn't even eat that.
Oh, come on. Triscuits are good, man.
I'm sure a wallaby has a better taste than me.
Honestly, you know what's surprisingly good? It's at my friend's house, man. Regular effing wheat thins. Like, I was like, dude,
plain?
These crackers are amazing. He's like, the regular wheat thins, dude. Shut up.
The wheat thins from the 1920s. Bush welcomes calls from people who believe they spotted him, but asks for people not to call in the middle of the night, as she likely won't be able to see or catch Indy at that time. That's the end.
Wow. I mean, at least he knows he's alive.
But don't call me during these times. Okay?
We accept calls.
Just shoot him with the trank. That's what you should do. Wow. What's your take on the situation? Do you want to try to find him?
I had no idea.
How about offering a reward for this guy? There's no reward or anything?
No, maybe you think he let the wallaby out himself. Don't bother trying to catch this wallaby.
We can't go there because we're gonna get in trouble saying that. Allegedly. Just say allegedly.
Allegedly. No, I know he wants his wallaby back. His buddy, man. It's a member of the family.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a different type of animal. Needs special care. I don't know how many people here really know what a wallaby needs.
It needs a bright cyan t-shirt with purple triangles on it, a best friend named Heifer Wolf, who's a cow, and he needs to work on a phone line.
I love the story there. I love the cast of characters. These guys in the middle of the night with the heat sensors, with trying to find a wallaby.
I know.
Would you need, okay, let's say you're by the reservoir at like 2 a.m. Would you be more afraid if you saw a wallaby or you saw the guys walking around with the gear on? The heat sensors and the tranks out?
That's kind of scary.
Which one would freak you out more?
I'd be freaked out, man. A wallaby I'd just be like, the heck is that? Someone let a miniature kangaroo.
I wouldn't even know what it is. I would just be, it's a deer. I wouldn't even know.
You can tell the difference between a deer and a wallaby, man.
I don't know.
Deer are like rectangles. Wallabies are like triangles.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to find him.
I'm going to quickly Google to make sure I'm right.
What do you go with pictures of them?
Yep. They're like mini kangaroos. They're triangles.
You tell from their genitalia. One has square.
Is this a picture of Indy?
Triangle. You found Indy?
Oh, this is Welby the Wallaby. I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't care about him.
Oh, they're so cute, John. I can see why they want him back. It's almost as cute as... Dude, there's a picture of a wallaby hugging a lemur.
All right. We don't need that kind of bestiality here. Let's move on. So I want to talk about some stuff here.
Oh gosh, snake eating wallaby. I'm done. Yes.
Some tales of the past.
A long, long time ago.
I went to a Catholic school, grades 1 through 8.
1 through 8.
And I went to public high school. It's a story for another day, but I want to talk about Catholic school a little bit. And people that went to Catholic school, I don't know. You let me know. But it seems like they kind of bring it up. It's a badge of honor in a way. Yeah, people.
Yeah, because you survived and you're sane.
People that went tend to bring it up. You don't hear people that went to like public school really do that.
The most I'll say is I went to a tiny school.
Yeah, you don't go. I went to public school. You don't do that. And the whole Catholic school thing's kind of a weird idea. It seems like it's not really as prevalent today. The school I went to actually closed down.
Oh, that's kind of sad, even though I don't like it.
A few years after I graduated. And you may find out why as I talk about a couple things.
Okay.
I don't really understand. I feel like it's not really a good idea. Because it's not like when you're done, you go into Catholic world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Public school is pretty bad, but it's a good example of what you will be faced with the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's just...
yeah, it's what you will see.
Just what it is.
So, I don't know. Does Catholic school prepare you better for the world to come?
Prepares you better for the world after the world to come, most likely.
It prepares you after you're dead. If you're dead, better. Because
yeah, right.
You learn to go to church all the time.
Isn't that the point?
Well, it's school though. It's still school, so.
Yeah, you do learn.
And you're learning math and science and stuff like that. It's not just,
some science.
So why even... It's not science?
No, I said some science.
It's not science. It's religion.
No. I don't mean to knock that. No. Don't get me wrong, man. You can get a really good education going to Catholic school. And there's a lot of Catholic schools that are really kick butt.
Mm. All right. Anyway, I don't know where we're going with that. But so I was in Catholic school. I had a friend by the name of Mike. His name was Michael. That's short for Michael, Mike. And we were big fans of the band Nirvana. As I'm sure many people at the time were. We didn't really know. We didn't know that, though, back then. It seemed like we were maybe the only ones.
It was better if you thought you were the only ones.
We had no idea. There was no real way to communicate with people.
Mm-hmm.
So we were big fans of that band and a lot of bands. We played music, and this is more maybe grades probably 6 through 8. We were more into this stuff. So I've kind of kept in touch with the guy. Not a lot. I mean, he'll call me every year in February on Kurt Cobain's birthday.
Aww.
And we don't really talk about like the band or it became not really anything to do with that anymore. It's more just like catch up once a year, basically talk.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this big conversation this year about the Catholic school and like the weird, just like this weird manipulative stuff that would go on. And at the time, you didn't really understand it because you were a child and stupid. But I do remember things that were just strange to me that didn't feel right. Now, this isn't going where maybe some people think it is. The things I'm going to talk about really are not as bad as what a lot of people went through in the 90s at Catholic schools, which include rapes and other atrocities. There's nothing along those lines. So don't get your hopes up, okay? I was not molested by a priest. Not yet, anyway.
Oh, gosh.
But, what?
Nothing.
A little disclaimer. So, there were several occasions where they would propose something, do something under the auspices of something else. Basically, it was a lie. And there's really no reason to do these things. So I'll give you a couple examples, right? In the 5th grade, they came before the class. The teacher came before the class, and she goes, we're going to have a play. A church play. It's going to be in the church for the parish. And they even explained what the play was. There was roles. I don't remember exactly, but there was like various roles about it. Details about the play. It was about Jesus and whatnot. Right?
Okay, seems like fairly normal
and they
subject
go,
matter.
Now, this is going to be a great play. It's in the church. It's about Jesus. It's a great thing. It's a holy thing. A special blessing for doing this. Now, talked about it for maybe 15 minutes. If you do not want to be in the play, after all we've just told you, raise your hand if you don't want to be in the play.
Oh, no.
Now, I'd like to say I was the first one to raise my hand. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did raise my hand. I don't want to be in a play in the church. And they're giving us the option not to be in the play. So I do remember raising my hand. There's maybe 3 or 4 kids, maybe 4 or 5 kids that didn't raise their hand out of like 30 in the whole grade.
That's
right?
really, that's just like, okay, 10%.
There was like 30 in the grade, maybe 4 or 5 raise their hands. So, all right, you guys leave the room, or go in this other room. And then there was like a teacher and a priest in there.
What?
And they're going, why don't you want to be in the play? It's about Jesus and the church, and you refuse to be in the play? And I remember just saying, well, they said, do we want to be in it or not? It was a choice.
And you were being honest.
Right. I just remember, well, they gave us a choice. If we didn't want to do it. I don't really want to do it. And other kids had different reasons. And I remember the priest going, well, yes, there was a choice, but in life, there are many choices. There's a right choice and a wrong choice.
But it's a play.
There's a right choice and a wrong choice. You have made the wrong choice. So essentially, there was no choice. Right? But it was a
mind game.
It was a scam to see who doesn't want to participate in the church or something, or who's like a weak follower or something. And now here's the kicker. I'm going to repeat this in another story I'm going to tell you, similar. There was never a play in the church with Jesus.
What?
There was no play. There was never a play.
That's manipulative.
Yeah, that was crazy stuff, man. There was never a play, John.
There is no play.
I remember saying, well, they said, if you don't want to do the play, then raise your hand. They didn't say, like, you're in trouble or you have to do it. Or it's not like people were saying, we won't be in it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, again, also 5th grade. This was a big year. This was a math class. There wasn't really, the classes were weird. There was basically one teacher, So.
For the whole class?
For like every grade.
Wow.
Even like, yeah, it wasn't even like, yeah, one teacher would do like, so things kind of bled together,
Okay. Come to think of it, we had one teacher for most subjects for a good portion of elementary school.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, this is 5th grade. So anyway, this is supposed to be a math class. So she's like, all right, we're going to make a graph. We're going to learn how to make a graph using data. And we're going to use, for this graph, we're going to use your favorite songs.
Oh, no.
So all you do is you're going to write down your favorite songs and then sign your name at the bottom of the page. And then, hand it in the paper. And we're going to make a graph. This is going to be it's something to do with math. Percentages or something of who liked what, I guess. I don't know. So I remember people wrote down all their songs. And I remember people got like real excited about it. It might have been like homework too, actually. I remember people were like really excited. They're like, oh yeah, I like that song. We were like talking, and it was a good music period scene at the time.
It was a good scene.
It was a good scene, man. So people were chatting. I remember like even maybe talking to somebody on the phone. What are you putting for your favorite songs? I'm putting
Happy Birthday.
Putting Basket Case. Fast Car, Tracy Chapman, Blind Melon, No Rain. Some people were like getting real excited. So come in like the next day, everybody like hands in their papers, and we're like doing some other project, and then. Oh my God, again, teacher comes in with the priest. This is like always goes on. The priest always has to come in. Where is this guy? What is he doing? And just starts going off. Many of you, like most of you, have included a song called Gin and Juice on your lists. Are you familiar with the song?
I've heard it before, but I don't remember much.
Snoop Dogg. Dr. Dre featuring Snoop Dogg, is that what it was?
Maybe.
Called Gin and Juice. Do you know what Gin and Juice is about? Or the title, at least?
I mean, I know what those two things are, but in this context,
I imagine it's gin with juice in it, a combination to make a drink.
Could be.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's what that means. If you were to say that to someone like at a bar or something.
Could be a euphemism.
Yeah, but if you were to say gin and juice, okay, so this is what they thought it meant, and they were lecturing the class. Gin is an alcoholic beverage. You're all much too young for that. The fact that you know what that is wrong, and blah, 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 okay?
All right, you know what? I'm going to put down 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer. The No Rent Blues. I'll put that.
The fact that you know what gin even is wrong. Think about that. Juice. You don't know. This is what they said. Juice, that means steroids. Juicing is steroids. That means people are taking a needle and they're injecting steroids and they're taking steroids and drinking gin. So even at that age, I was like, that's what that is? That's what that means? You take steroids and then drink gin? That's a thing that goes on? I've never heard of that.
I mean, to be fair,
that's what juice, is a term for steroids, yes, but in the context of gin and juice, it's gin with like orange juice or whatever juice you put in. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
So they're just ripping on everybody for this. And then, what did you look up?
The lyrics for the song?
Oh, okay. So then it's just this whole thing. They're calling parents. You're listening to this and this, whatever else was on the list. Maybe some Busta Rhymes was on there. I don't know.
Dude, I remember this song now.
Well, you should remember that song. It's an all-time classic song, especially
from my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Especially from your childhood. So I don't know how you don't. But so there's this whole thing. Juice is steroids. Is anyone here taking steroids?
But
are you guys drinking gin? Are you drinking gin? And this whole thing, like that's what they would ask the parents. Do you know if they're doing that? So anyway, just like we talked about before, at the end of the day, there never was a graph. There was no graph. It was just what are they listening to? The music.
But you know what's funny? Of all the things they chose to talk with you about, the alcohol I can get, the steroids, no, they're talking about smoking marijuana and
drinking the gin and juice.
And doing inappropriate things with female dogs and dirty words.
Take it easy there.
Like, my gosh, dude. Like, that's... Oh, you know what? They talk about birth control in the song. Okay. He says a pocket full of rubbers. Yep, that's why.
But I just remember the time going, really, it's steroid? Wow. Taking steroids and lifting weights and shit.
That's got nothing to do with the contents of the song.
I know. But I don't know. Anyway, the larger story is, it was just a ploy, right?
Yeah. Though I have to say, though, did they just look at the titles and go, oh, that's what it's about? They
were trying to, figure it out, and then I guess they would actually, try to look up, I wonder how they even did it. They probably would go into, I bet they would, go into, a record store and be like, what is, I guarantee that used to go on back then. What are these songs? And they would, show them the, God.
You gotta mess around with, stealth songs, they're like, oh, what's your favorite song? Millions of Peaches. It's about fruit.
Oh, everyone liked that song. It was a big song. The Presidents of the United States of America.
Yeah. You might have been able to get away with that one.
So this one's a little different, but kind of similar.
Oh, man.
This was just a bad situation. And a lot of it was my fault. But this is an English class. This is 6th grade. Sat in the way back of the class, as I always did. And there's 2 kids that sat near me, named Connor and Jesse. And we were friends. We were friends with each other. And I was big into like drawing at the time. Wasn't really good, but I would just like draw.
It was fun.
I was drawing during the class. I would draw during the class in my notebook. And I was pretty checked out of school at this point based on what some of the stuff I just told you in 5th grade that went on.
Yeah.
So I was basically just sitting in the class drawing, and when I kind of figured out I could draw certain things and then hold it up, and these guys would I would get like a reaction from these guys. And I liked that. And I could make them laugh during the class and try to make them laugh so hard that they would almost get in trouble. And I thought that was great, So I just would draw things, and then I was like thinking of things to draw. And I started drawing like a picture, and I'd be like, yo, Connor, this is your mom. And I would draw like a stick
radish
figure, and then I would draw like maybe like some circles for breasts maybe, and then the crotch area just put a lot of hair or something, or just some, and I would write on it like Connor's mom. I would show it, and he would laugh, and I would do this for Jesse, and I would, I was getting, I don't want to say sexual with the pictures, but I mean, my idea of what sex even was at the time, I don't even know. But I'd be like, this is your dad and your mom. And, I don't know. I wish I still had the drawings. I don't.
Do you?
No, I don't have them. They were destroyed.
No, do you wish you had them?
Yeah, because I could better explain what I was, or understand what I was doing.
Okay.
But it wasn't meant to be malicious, and these were people that were my friends. And they would laugh. They weren't like mad, or they would like laugh at the pictures. And I don't think it was graphic. I don't think I was doing like, oh, here's Doggy Style or something.
No, that's the album from Gin and Juice for Gin and Juice.
Yes.
No,
Listen,
it is.
That's what I was being taught by Dr. Dre.
I learned it from you.
So this goes on for like a week or so, and and became like a thing, and like I think other people started like they would like hear about her laughing. What's he doing? He's drawing stuff, and it became like this thing. And so like a week goes by. Teachers one day she goes, "Okay, everyone, take your notebooks and pile them up here. Put them up here on the desk. You want to check your notes and just take your notebooks and just put them up here."
Oh, come on.
And I remember the kid Connor was like,
oh, no.
He was like, all right, he kind of was onto it. He's like, rip the pages out, But I remember the teacher was staring at me. There was no opportunity to do this. Hand in the notebooks, then the next day, go to class. John, you're going to go to the principal's office. The principal's a nun, by the way. It's bad news. So the nun just going apeshit on me. And basically what had happened, Jesse had told his parents that I was drawing pictures of his parents. And keep in mind, so this is a friend of mine. We would talk on the phone sometimes, and
Jesse's girl.
If he was just like, don't do that, or don't do that anymore, I wouldn't have done it. But again, it's my fault for doing this during class as well. I have to take responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
But he's just like tells his parents about this. So I'm sure they called the school, and then oh my god, so things just went crazy. God is disappointed. Imagine hearing that. That's just the stuff you would hear. Not like your teacher's disappointed.
That's heavy.
Your
stuff,
parents are
man.
disappointed. God is disappointed.
Like, that's an authoritative source telling you that your deity is upset with you.
And how do you know that? But
as a kid,
it became this whole thing, and this is disgusting. The labels you put, and I remember I cried. I was in the office alone, just getting yelled at by a nun. 6th grade. So I don't know how old you are, but
ugh.
It was intense. It was intense stuff. And then again, because everything's like this weird conspiracy. Who else is in on this? Who else is doing this? Who else did this? They just like
they're trying to get you to narc.
No. I mean, they just with how the mentality. I don't understand. Like he told his parents, they called, and then it's not just like, oh, this one kid's drawn some pictures. A lot of kids must be doing this, right? Because they listen to that gin and they're doing the steroids and the gin. So she made me cut out the pages. I had with scissors, cut out the pages. She stapled them together, and then she's bring these home and have your parents sign it. So I had to do that. I remember being really sad, the boss on the way back. My parents were just they were more upset of oh, you're doing this during class. It's not a good thing to be doing. Yeah,
they're more so that you're not paying attention than they are that you were drawing
because they were ridiculous pictures. I don't think it was anything that you would really be alarmed by or anything.
No,
you know. So they weren't it wasn't like I was drawing a cock or something. And
it's kid stuff.
Look, it's a dick. That's your dad's dick.
No, it's a couple stick figure. It's it's 4 lines and 2 circles over each other.
Yeah, it was nonsense, you know. I mean, what kind of an artist was I even capable of drawing?
Never doubt yourself.
So they were kind of just don't do that in class, and they kind of said it was my fault, you know, which is true, because you know how they are, and you know how strict things are, and how things blow up like that. So you're usually asking for trouble, you know, which is what I got. So the school does this thing, and also I should have mentioned when I was in there with the nun, she's like, "You're not to talk to him anymore."
What?
And they told him, "Don't talk to John. You guys are not going to be talking. You cannot talk or be around each other. If you're around each other, then you're both going to get in trouble." That's the way they're going to solve the problem. So
that's awful. So
all I wanted to do to this guy was just apologize and you know, I didn't mean it like that. You could have told me or whatever. So it was it became this snowball thing. So now the other kids are wondering what's going on. These guys aren't allowed to talk. They kind of hear different things. So a lot of the kids kind of took my side because this guy basically turned down one of his own, you know?
Yeah.
And some kids, you had a couple friends. Some kids were giving me shit about it, right? So it was kind of this, causing this weird issue between the class of 30 people. It was causing tension and all kinds of problems that we're not allowed to just, fix things organically. Instead, you made it a bigger deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this goes on for probably a couple months, and things are getting kind of weird. So Jesse's parents decide we're gonna have a party because I think he was getting a lot more flack than me.
From his parents? Or?
No, from just being at school. I think some of the other kids were just being shitty towards him
because they were well, you're being a jerk to John. You knocked out.
Yeah, and I didn't want that.
Yeah,
I had no. That was not how I wanted things to go.
No, not at all.
So he was getting, I guess he felt uncomfortable now. So the parents decided, okay, we're going to have this big party, invite the entire class. And then, maybe then the kids will like him again.
Oh, no.
So we're at this party, and it was good. I was able to talk to him, and, I said, I didn't mean it like that. And we actually became friends again and remained friends for the remainder of the run there.
Oof.
But while we're at this party, probably an hour and a half into the party, one of the parents just starts screaming. And, who was in the bathroom? Who was in the bathroom? And they start looking at me, and I'm like, I was not in the bathroom. Because it was actually an outdoor thing. It was an outdoor party.
Okay.
And so someone had gone into the house, into the bathroom. And they're like, who was in there? They start looking at me, and I had alibis and stuff. I think even Jesse was no. I think Jesse was even no, John was here. It wasn't him. I didn't even know what happened. What do you mean? What went on in the bathroom? So someone, who was in the bathroom? Who was in the bathroom? For some reason, I can't remember exactly. They start blaming this guy, Mike, who I mentioned. maybe somebody saw him go in there or something. And in my mind, I thought he was with me like the whole time I was there. So I'm going. So I start getting mad because they start going. You were in there, weren't you? You were in the bathroom. And I start getting mad. I'm going, no, he was not in the bathroom. It's ridiculous. Like defending him. And they're like, all right, this is over. And they called like a couple of the kids' parents to come pick him up. The party ended abruptly.
Oh my gosh.
So apparently what had happened, someone went into the bathroom and just like destroyed the freaking bathroom.
What?
Well, I mean, not like damage, but like, I guess they took shaving cream and just like went like, just ape shit all over the place with it, over the walls and everything. And, something happened with the toilet. I don't know if they tried to flush something that, just, to like stick it up, I had no idea what was going on. I just remember yelling at this kid's dad because it was all this like pent up like, frustration with this whole situation. And I got yelled at. And I just remember the nun and I was getting angry and no, he was not in the bathroom. No one was in the bathroom. So then, I came with Mike. So, his parents come to pick us up, and we're in the car. And then he just goes to me. He goes, "Yeah, I did it. I was in the bathroom, and I did it for you."
No, that's not what you wanted.
And I go,
at all.
That's the end of the story. But if there's a happy ending, then everyone got along pretty well after that. It wasn't bad or anything like that. People just kind of forgot, and you move on to the next thing. At that age. But I just remember that. I remember just sitting in the car, I'm so angry that they were accusing him of doing this, and then he just goes, "Yeah, I did it. I destroyed the bathroom." Ugh.
Did an associate come to clean it up?
Yeah, now I clean the bathroom. Yeah. So it's karma all around, but.
Oh.
I don't know, it's a lot of lessons in there. I was wrong. I think everyone was wrong. I think he was wrong how he would go to the parents about it. I think.
Instead of telling you he didn't like it?
Yeah, it's saying just don't do that or something.
Yeah, I mean, your kids.
I shouldn't have been
what do you expect, right?
Oh, it was a learning experience. Because, I mean, essentially I was picking on him without really realizing it.
And since he didn't say anything, you're like, oh, he thinks it's funny. Everyone thinks it's funny. I'm so funny.
But looking back on it, I never really drew again. But I got more into music and stuff. I don't know if that was the cause, but I never drew again.
Yeah, more gin and juice, right?
I did gin and juice all the time. But I never drew. I never drew drawing. So maybe that's something to do with that. Weird. I don't know. There's weird stuff that goes on.
Yeah, it's funny, the little things that shape your life, man.
You gotta be really careful as an adult dealing with kids because, these things really do shape them.
They don't, and kids use kid logic. It's very different.
Oh, I thought the world was ending. I was getting yelled at like that. I thought I had committed murder or something. Because I don't know if. Yeah, because it was just such a blown up reaction. Now I don't think you can yell at anybody, right? In school, the kids can't get yelled at and stuff.
Probably not.
So maybe that's even worse. I don't know. Could probably sue the whole school. You're stifling my child's creative freedom to draw. Sue it.
Well, does he have to label them as Jesse's parents?
Yeah, if he wants to. I don't know. So there's some stories for you.
Wow. I don't have anything half as crazy from my years in school.
Just be careful out there, everybody. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Just be careful out there. Actually, today I had a good day. Actually, we saw Beauty and the Beast.
I heard it was weird. Before it came out, I heard it was bad. Now that it came out, I heard it was good. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Well, first of all, we went to Panera Bread.
Okay. Did you get the chocolate chip cookie, the chocolate chip M&M cookie?
No, I didn't.
That's amazing.
I got like a $9 sandwich that was very small.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Well, I let the girlfriends pick stuff to do today. I was like, "What do you?" So she's like, "I want to go to Panera Bread and then Beauty and the Beast." Not choices I would have made, but I mean, look, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
The Beauty and the Beast. Well, do you like the animated one?
Yeah, it was good.
It's the same exact thing. Which is cool that you can like take something and like recreate it like with real people and everything. And the music and everything, man. The musical numbers. You know?
Yeah.
No one fights like Gaston, whatever.
No one bites like Gaston. No one
has sex
stinks like Gaston. No one drinks like Gaston.
Yeah. Yeah, they did the whole thing with like, you know, the whole number in the bar and everything.
Wow. Did they do the cartoony stuff with him like breaking barrels?
They did a lot of stuff.
Wow.
I was thinking about the storyline, and it's just messed up to me.
It's the story of Stockholm Syndrome.
Well, the real villain is the woman that puts the curse on everyone.
Like, he's like an 11-year-old boy, right?
Well, in this one, he's an adult.
Wait, what?
In this one, he's like he's like a teenager. I don't know what he's supposed to. Maybe he's like late teens. And this woman comes to the door, and she's like ugly looking, apparently, and she's like poor, and she goes, "Can I stay for the night? Can I stay in the castle?" And he's like makes fun of her and how she looks, and he's like, "No, get out of here," you know. So then she reveals that she's really this witch, and then she puts a curse on him and everyone in the castle. But the whole thing was a ruse in the first place. It's not like you were actually. I don't know if she actually needed a place to stay.
Probably not.
So it was a trick. So she's actually like the villain, and no one even like talks about her. Like, we should try to find her and kill her or something.
Again, though, the original, right? In the original, he's a little kid. Like, he's like 11 or 12.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Because he's there for like, what, 9 years or 6 years or something?
But here's the real messed up part, man. I could see, okay, the prince was a jerk to you, so put the thing on him. What about all the other people in the castle, too? What did they do?
No, they belong to him. They're his possessions. You curse his possessions.
That's what they visually are saying.
It's horrible.
The guy who was a freaking cook, he used to be punished, and the maid and the freaking
butler,
and they have to. And not only that, like, he turns into a beast, but he's still like a humanoid.
Yeah,
and he like can move, and he actually gained abilities. He can like jump, and he has strength, and he can fight a pack of wolves. Right?
Yeah.
Like he actually gained power from this, and not only that, he still gets the girl at his first try. Like, that was the first girl he tried to even fall in love with, and it worked. These other people are freaking like machines, objects. they're not even like freaking mammals. They're made of metal and shit.
What about the kid who's a teacup with a chip missing?
Yeah, he's a freaking child. He's a teacup. There's a guy who's a candle man.
Lumiere.
And they're like what is he, like a foot tall now? Could he eat? What does he do? The beast is still like, does the same shit.
Yeah, apparently.
Essentially, he could still be the king and everything, really, if you think about it. He could talk.
Yeah, except he is going to die after a certain period of time, right?
No, I think he just stays the beast.
No, when the last feather falls...
No, they just stay how they are forever, and they can't go back.
I thought they killed him.
No, he just stays how he is. He can still rule the freaking... I don't know, but... not only that, not only do they become things, but people forget who they are, and they never existed in time, or like people just don't know what they are anymore. Ugh. So they're like erased from people's memories.
What about this, man? All right, well, what happens when everyone turns back? Like, where are all the dishes?
Well, they did it in this movie, like they would like pop out of the thing, so the thing would still exist in some way. So you could like eat off the dish that you used to be.
Oh, oh my gosh, that's messed up.
Yeah, that is a little bit. But yeah, isn't that the real travesty of this? Is that these poor servants are they slaves or something? What is going on here? Why are they punished for this guy?
The guy was a jerk, but don't punish his buds.
But he was a jerk in a ruse. It wasn't even like she really needed the place.
Like, she set him up.
Yeah. She was like, I'm going to make myself, because she could like change how she looks. She's like, I'm going to make myself look as ugly as possible and like diseased and disgusting. And then ask this guy if I could stay in his castle.
He could have at least.
And then when he refuses me, I'm going to curse him and everyone in this castle. And I'm the good guy. No. It is.
I mean, it's horrible what he did, but it is his right to say no. Like, dude, what would you do but seriously, if some really creepy, like, ugly dude showed up on your door and was like, I need a place to stay. Can I stay here?
Yeah, I'd be like, I wouldn't, well, the guy mocked him and everything, which is the problem.
Yeah.
He was like, look at this disgusting person. And everyone laughed and shit.
Oh, they laughed.
Well, not the servants though. Like, they're like, it was like they were at a party or something. And, I don't know what was going on, but, I don't know. What did you made a child into a cup, and you're the good guy. You jerk.
What happens if you drop the cup? You kill the kid?
Yeah, he almost fell a couple. Yeah, he almost crashed a few times.
I wonder how long it. If I were really angry as a beast, I would just start
your point.
Things.
And what's interesting about it too is, like, even though they've become these items, they're actually like on the side of the beast still. They're like helping him and they like care for him and they're like really good people. Yeah, so they're not like mad at him. Like, look at you turn me into a freak.
Here's the thing.
I'm a candle.
Here's the thing, man. Like, okay, let's say these people are this good, right? If these people are this good, how did they raise him so badly? Did they just never raise their voice to him because he's like
he wasn't
the prince?
Raised by. They tried to add a little more backstory in this one. Like, cause, Belle's mother died, so they made it like they made it that the prince's mother had died, like around the like when he was her age, I guess.
Okay.
Or around the age when her mother died, and then he was raised kind of like not well because he didn't have his mother. And it also kind of led itself to like why they kind of gel together because they had similar.
So his dad was an a-hole, is what you're telling me.
I guess so. Is what they kind of it kind of implied that. Yeah.
Belle's dad's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna build a ballista, whatever.
Yeah. But I don't know. If you I get what I guess you can't really. No one really said that the witch was good or doing the right thing, so you can't really kill him for that. But yeah, I'm just saying that the fact that the people turned into things that was wrong of the witch.
Yes.
But yeah, like they never really put out there like, oh yeah, she was justified for her actions. They just kind of forgot about her. She's forgotten. They're like, she did it and that's it. Oh well.
Yeah, well, nothing done there.
I'm the beast. I'm like, we're gonna find her. We're gonna find her, and the candle guy's gonna like burn her. He's like jump inside of her. He's gonna crawl inside of her orifice.
Oh, dude, that's awful.
No, wouldn't you be so mad at this witch?
Oh my gosh, John, you just gave me the worst mental image ever, and I hate you for it so much.
And the clock dude's gonna.
No, because farts are flammable, John.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I really enjoyed my life a lot before this moment.
It's over now.
It did not have to happen at all.
It's over now. So let's talk about Logan.
Who?
You want to talk about Logan? Let's talk about Logan, yeah.
Yeah, I saw Logan.
That's your buddy, Logan.
My buddy, yeah, whatever.
What'd you think of it? You saw it last night?
Yeah.
Wow. So you get the fresh memory on it.
Yeah, and then I went to Lucky's.
Did you?
Yeah.
Very nice. What'd you get?
Yeah, they changed up their menu a bit. I got it was funny, I wanted the Southwest burger, but I ordered the Cowboy burger and said, wait, no, stop. I meant the Southwest burger.
Sounds the same to me.
Exactly, right? No, the Cowboy burger is the one that's a blackened burger with mushrooms on it, and I often hate mushrooms. So
anyway, what did you... I'm trying to think of how to ask you this. All right, let's start here. So, the movie came out, got a lot of praise from people. It's got like a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. Were you aware of like the praise of it? And did that affect your opinion or like going into it at all?
I heard it was good. I mean, I'd heard it was good beforehand. I also heard from a friend of mine that, yeah, it was a good movie, but I quote, don't like what they did with the characters.
Okay.
Which is I don't know what to say about that complaint.
Well, I have something to say in general about that later, but...
Okay, but I enjoyed the movie. I mean, it wasn't, killing me. There are a lot of fun references in there. Although I really enjoyed that they played the Deadpool teaser beforehand, which had all sorts of fun little bits in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the graffiti saying Nathan Summers coming soon.
Right.
And all the Firefly posters in the background.
Yeah, there's a version of it that Stan Lee's in, which I think they put online. They cut Stan Lee out of the theatrical version of that.
Not sure why.
Yeah.
But they also had that event taking place outside a movie theater that's showing Logan.
Oh, okay. So it's like maybe it's where you are. He's outside right now.
Yeah, but I liked the movie. It was good. I was very... spoiler warning in case you didn't guess,
Oh, yeah,
guys.
yeah. Of course.
Excuse me. But I liked how they had Caliban in there.
Yeah.
Like, they did him pretty well. Like,
Stephen
I'm glad they
Merchant.
didn't go for crazy, giant, beastly Caliban. And they went for, like, nope, this guy could totally have been living in the sewers under New York Caliban.
Now, they had Caliban in the Apocalypse movie. It was totally different.
I choose to forget that happened.
Yeah, he was like a completely different character. So what I was reading about it was while they were writing this movie, they were like also working on that movie, and the two sides never talked about, hey, we're using Caliban too, or like, so there's a lot of disorganization with the X-Men universe, but I think as we'll talk about in a little bit here, I don't really find a problem with it as long as the movies themselves are good.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter anymore.
This one was good, at least.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was really good. And my thought coming out of it was imagine going back to, was it 1999 when X-Men 1 came out?
Oh.
And then someone watches X-Men 1 and they come out of the theater and they're like, all right, now watch this movie here. And how that would like destroy their minds.
Oh my gosh, man.
And I'm not even talking about like the effects or anything like that, or like how it's filmed or anything like that, which is obviously better than 17 years ago. But just the tone of it is so completely different, and especially for that period, like completely foreign for superhero movies. How that would not be possible to be done.
I mean, the tone for this one is we lost. Let's make the best of it.
But it's almost like an indie movie or something, like something.
Yeah. I guess
something that would win like a Screen Actors Guild Award, or like almost right is the closest maybe you'll get with the dramatic acting and the slower pieces, and Patrick Stewart just being amazing acting, and
then them teasing you on and off with the, oh man, I hope nothing horrible happens to these people.
Where especially during that time period in the late 90s and in the aughts, it was like, let's get some explosions in there. We'll kind of base it on the comic, but not too much because that's comics. This is a movie, and that's shit compared to we have to change it. But just imagine like when that like blow your mind though, because it's the same. Oh my god, you can't. The tones of those two movies is so completely different, but it's the same characters.
Yeah,
isn't that bizarre? Mm-hmm. Can you find two movies that are like that have the same characters but by the same actors that feel so different?
No, I mean, and that is a logical conclusion of
evolution,
all that stuff.
Yeah, it's what we like. It's what we knew they could do back then. It's like
if they just tried,
because we would come out of the theater going, "Oh, they could do this and that. Why don't they do it? They did it in the books, But I think what you're finding now is like we weren't the only ones thinking that, and those people that were actually working the business that are doing, making things happen. Like, yeah, you can do that. And I remember when they announced the Watchmen movie.
Yeah.
I was like, that's going to win an Oscar. because the book is so good, right? So I'm like, if they do the movie, it's going to win an Oscar. But they didn't really go in that direction with the movie. It was more like, I don't know. It was like an action Snyder movie instead. But
yeah.
But you're getting to that point now. Like this thing could be considered. Certainly Patrick Stewart could be nominated for like a Best Actor, supporting, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly a possibility, and I think you're gonna see that someday.
It's got to happen.
You're gonna have like some Spider-Man movie, and the Oscar goes to, maybe they'll read the wrong card or something. But they're just getting smarter with these things, and they're not afraid to, make art with these movies, And that's
well, it's funny. This movie is like, it's rated R, but like it does get gory at times, but it didn't seem like they went over the top for gore for the sake of gore.
Yeah.
Like the gore was basically, oh, by the way, my shtick is I fight people with unbreakable claws, so gonna shank you now.
Well, the kid, when she was X-23, was just like chopping people down though.
She was crazy.
She was doing like Hurricane Ranas and Frankensteiners and just tilt-a-whirls and stuff, just carving people up.
It was brutal, man.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, it was the language, I think, that really kicked into R.
There was a couple in there.
A couple?
I think there was a nipple.
Oh, no, yeah. When he was driving, it was more than a nipple. It was full reveal, topless for, well, no. Like, she lifted her shirt up and her bra down. Ugh. But, like, what's funny is, like, a friend of mine, a different friend, said, yeah, I just didn't, it felt really weird. I could not believe Professor Xavier hearing him swear. I think they did it just because they had an R rating.
I don't remember.
And I don't agree with that.
What did he say?
Xavier?
Yeah.
He dropped F-bombs like crazy.
Really?
You know why?
I don't remember. Why?
He's an angry, impotent old man. And by impotent, I mean he can't do anything. He can't walk. He can't use his power for fear of killing everybody. And you see his frustration. That's why he's so angry all the time and gets mad at Logan and says, "You're the man who puts me to sleep."
Oh, he was great.
And all sorts of things like that. Like, he's so frustrated that he can't do anything and depressed that he lost.
A wonderful performance. And the Professor X Logan relationship, so amazing.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
His loving.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
When he goes crazy in Tallahassee or wherever the heck he is at the casino.
Yes.
And they're on their way out.
It was
Oklahoma City.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. When that happens, that's when you really see like the original Xavier, because you just see the broken, sad man. He's apologizing as he's being lifted out or wheeled out of the building. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Like the sadness, the utter despair, the horror at what he's done.
Well, they implied that he had some sort of a issue at the mansion and destroyed Westchester. He killed, 20? They said 20 people and 7 mutants, so they implied that he killed the X-Men.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is Wolverine's able to survive what he does.
Yeah.
So Wolverine's, like, he killed everybody. Wolverine's able to survive it, and then he becomes his caregiver now.
Yeah.
And protector. And that's freaking super dark and crazy.
Yeah.
And sad and like, oh, God damn.
Yeah.
Is that powerful? And then he remembers that he did this at times, and sometimes he doesn't.
Like at the end, I think right before, almost at the end of Patrick Stewart's part in the film, when, what are we calling him, Daken? Or he's not, but X-24 walks in.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Let her sleep. Logan, I finally remember. I remember what happened."
Yeah.
And this was just one of the nicest nights I think I've had in a while. Shank! Oh.
And that's where I live in Westchester. Professor X may have killed me. What a way to go.
Don't think I escaped. I'm home fairly frequently.
Jay was visiting his parents and was killed by Professor X.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Well, there's some other stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk about X-24 and all that stuff, but since you kind of mentioned it, like, what they did with the characters. A really sad ending to think... I can understand that, to think Professor X, this great man, all these movies you've watched him in, his end is he's buried in some swamp, the side of the road. Mm-hmm. Some ditch in the side of the road where he's buried. Killed by adamantium claws. It's like disturbing to think of that. Even Wolverine is just buried in some random mountain. Mm-hmm. Not celebrated in any way.
It was a nice touch, though.
Well,
they had him buried with the cross.
He got better than Professor X did.
Yeah, he got buried with the cross, but then Laura walks back, picks up the cross, and turns it on its side, so it's an X.
Yeah.
That's
right. It's little touches, man. It's little touches. So here's the thing, man. If you don't like that, if that bothers you, is this the real ending?
Well,
Days of Future Past was in the future. That was completely different.
Another horrible ending.
No, they saved the past, and then they were...
No, but I'm saying the original future was really bad.
Oh, yeah, but then they fixed it, and... Mm-hmm. So, is that what happened? Is this what happened?
Yeah. Though...
does it matter? I think it's just like... whatever you want it to be. I think they dropped the continuity on these things. There's no sense at all. That the continuity doesn't make any sense. I think they're just kind of like, you know what? We're just going to make a movie using these characters.
They just ran with it.
And I think that's the way to go now, which is
just do it.
Which is weird because for so long we wanted like this continuity and this universe like Marvel did.
Yeah.
But Marvel didn't. We have that. That's cool.
Let's just have fun.
Now DC's trying to do their own, which I think is a mistake. Bad. Because Marvel already did it. You just come off like you're trying to do what they did, but behind them.
Yeah, don't copy the other guy. Make your own thing.
Yeah, in some ways they're copying him. I guess you could say that. No, I don't know. I mean, they have a universe too, so it makes sense. But they're just behind them because they did it so much more already, right? So, what? This is gonna sound stupid. My advice for DC films, coming from me, of all people, I wouldn't do the continuity and the overall, like all the movies, you know, like the universe and everything's linked together. Take some of your best comic stories and just make movies of them.
Yeah.
Do the Dark Knight Returns. You don't have to have Affleck in all these, in every. Maybe it's a different Batman. Then you do The Long Halloween. Maybe a different guy plays Batman. Right? Self-contained movies that feature the characters. And you can do it for all the different characters you got. You don't have to worry about, like, you know, Batman v Superman, we gotta, like, show all these other people, introduce them, because there's gonna be other movies with them, and then this and that. Just do a good movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they did with Logan. They're like, you know what, maybe we don't know what happened and what didn't. It doesn't matter. Here's characters you know and like, and we're gonna do a good movie with them.
And some characters you forgot about.
Some new characters as well.
Donald Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I'm like, I know I've heard the name before. Why do I not remember him? Dude's from the Hellfire Club.
Yeah, he was in the Hellfire and in the Reavers.
And he was one of the guys who was like died and got his brain put into like a robot. Right?
Yeah, the Reavers were in there. Like, the only thing I'd say, they didn't really use their stuff. Like, he didn't really use the hand for anything.
It was just kind of, no, he used his hand to have his fingers go back the other way.
But it wasn't like, they were like, yeah, I could do this or that. They were just kind of like, yeah, we have robot parts.
No. Yeah.
Let's talk about a couple different things. X-24, who's like a clone of Logan, a young clone of the young Logan. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
When he first came on screen, I was like, oh man, I didn't like it because it was like it felt so not like a superhero movie to me. Mm-hmm. And then when you brought him on, it was pulling more in that direction of like, here's a clone of the guy, right? A perfect clone of the guy. So it turned it more into that direction, which I didn't want it to go. So keep going in this direction. So I wasn't into it. But then after I was thinking about it more, what X-24 represents is what Logan was supposed to be. Right? This mindless killer.
Yeah.
And then Logan's entire life, it was him fighting against himself to not be that, but to be his own person.
Mm-hmm.
So in this movie, that represents like what he could have been. And yeah, the battle with himself. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the X-24? Were you shocked when he came out?
Well, I was like, wait, wasn't he wearing a white tank top? Oh, okay. That's what happened. Yeah. It was really funny the kids gave him the funny goatee, though. Not the goatee, the funny facial hair. But yeah, he got buried like that, too, which is really sad.
But, it reminded me of Pan, the Lost Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like messing with Robin Williams. That's kind of...
Yeah.
I love the adamantium bullet thing. Because that was
they had to mention it.
No, it was a big part of the movie because that was from X-Men Origins Wolverine, which was a horrible movie, and again, doesn't make sense with the continuity, so it didn't happen. It's up to you. I don't know, but like that became a big storyline. Because wasn't he shot with an adamantium bullet in that movie? And then that's how he forgot everything.
Excuse me, possibly.
Yeah. So in this one, it's like, but it actually like blows someone's heads off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also kind of knew like, all right, he's gonna shoot that guy with that bullet.
Mm-hmm. Once you saw it and you saw the revolver, like they weren't blatantly obvious with the revolver, but they focused on it for like a second longer than you would have unless it were going to be important. But no, but jumping back to the adamantium, just in general.
Sure.
So one of the things they touched on but didn't really follow all the way through was apparently, I mean, he had mentioned it straight up. The adamantium is poisoning him.
Yeah, it's about how he eventually basically died. Well, his healing factor over time
Can't handle it.
Became less. Is that what it was, or it just became like less potent?
I think because of the adamantium. I think his body's constantly fighting with the adamantium.
Okay, I took it like it was just because he's getting older that like his mutant ability isn't as strong anymore.
No, they straight up said that this is that.
Oh, all right.
Because they put this poison in me.
Yeah.
Which means that Laura's going to have problems in like 30 years.
Mm. Okay, yeah.
So they didn't make that terribly clear. Maybe he's just allergic.
What's the future for Laura? Are they going to do a New Mutants movie? Did you like them? Like they're the New Mutants, and then you were like, oh, okay. Then
is that really what they were doing? I don't remember.
Yeah, they were the New Mutants
for the New Mutants movie.
I guess that's what they're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be about them.
Who? But I feel horrible because I couldn't recognize any of them.
The only one I knew was Richter because he said his name and he does earthquake stuff. He was the leader.
Oh my gosh, Richter!
And I think one of them was Moonstar because it was like the one that controls the
plants.
But the other ones I didn't know, like that fat kid. I don't know.
Wait, Jenny Moonstar controls plants. I thought she.
I don't know.
Oh, I keep confusing her with. Okay, but the other thing is the kids, man.
Yeah,
they didn't fight like at all.
Yeah, they were just. I was saying that I was like they just kept running instead of like using their stuff. Maybe they just weren't sure how to do it. Or...
They're kids. They don't want to kill people. I can completely give them that.
They're just not comfortable using the abilities.
But then the thing is, and they come back and they go over what's his face.
Oh, they destroy that guy.
And they all use their powers on him.
Yeah.
Like you see one girl go crazy with plants and just go like needle them all to death. That's Moonstar, you think? I
think that was supposed to be her, but maybe I don't know, maybe not.
But
I should have looked it up. The only one I really like knew from when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, Richter. He says his name, does the right power and everything.
Yeah, the thing that got me though with the kids was first of all, it was so sad when that like the round boy. I don't remember.
Yes.
I don't know what to say. Like the heavyset boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know how to describe him. The heavyset child. The
heavyset child. Somehow it sounds worse than just saying he's fat. Somehow it's more insulting. I don't know why.
It's anyway. He had a Wolverine action figure.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like, and then that universe had the comics, or some comics. You could tell though because when they showed you brief glimpses, the costumes were all different.
Yeah, it was a made up comic, but like, it was cool because the Eden thing was, from the like it was something that was in the comic. So Wolverine or Logan thought that, oh my god, they think this is like a real place.
But that's the thing. It doesn't have. Yeah,
they just went there. That's what it was actually just their meeting spot. Not that they.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a real place. It just has to be a place that they choose.
That was just where they were going to meet.
I want to know who the voice was on the radio.
I don't know.
Because if it would be hilarious if they're just like, can you get what's her face from Game of Thrones here for like 10 seconds? Just need her to say something.
I see. Oh, there was someone that couldn't make it or something. Is that what happened?
No,
wasn't that part of the story? Like one of the kids didn't make it there or something? No,
I'm not sure. No, all I was saying was that like the woman on the radio, like it would be hilarious if that were like Rogue or Emma Frost or somebody.
It's possible. It wasn't really because people were like, "Oh, it's old man Logan." It really wasn't, except for the fact that he's old and drives a car.
Yeah,
that was about it. It was a combination of like old man Logan, the Hope Summers thing, because Hope Summers was the storyline where she's the last mutant.
Yep. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Go on.
So it had that in it, and had X-23, which had nothing to do with Old Man Logan or the Hope Summers thing. She became the Hope Summers. The Reavers, which is a comic, were in the comics in the late 80s, like this weird time in the X-Men where they lived in Australia.
Yep.
They were in Australia and they found this like base with all these mechanical dudes.
Because everyone thought they were dead.
Yeah, so they they beat the crap out of these Reaver guys and they took their base.
It was basically what are they? Uncanny X-Men?
It was Uncanny X-Men. It was a weird team. It was like Dazzler,
Longshot.
Yeah, Dazzler, Longshot, Psylocke, but like Psylocke before she was a ninja, she was just like this. She was like the English
Betsy Braddock.
Yeah, she was not Betsy. Madeline Pryor lived with them.
Storm,
Wolverine, Colossus.
Yeah,
that might have been it.
Here's
Havoc.
the thing.
Havoc was in
Havoc, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, at this point, wasn't Polaris there randomly?
No, she was like captured with all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so the thing is, at this point, when that's going on in Australia, something had happened that caused the X-Men to fake their deaths.
Yeah.
So Scott's like, "Oh man, Madeline's dead. Everyone's dead. Hey, Jean, you want to form X-Force now that you're not dead?"
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing, though.
X-Factor, sorry.
He was like living with her, and they had a kid, and then he left to go meet with Jean because like he found out Jean was back to life, and then he talked to her, and then when he went back home, no one was there, and he goes, "Oh, she must be dead," and then he went back with Jean.
Well, there was a big psychic thing to convince everyone they were dead.
I don't know, but basically what they eventually did was like Madeline, Jean, and Phoenix are like all the same person, so she had all the memories of everyone.
Yeah.
So essentially, she was Madeline. I don't know, whatever. That's nothing to do with this, but
yeah.
It was like it's like a amalgamation of like different X-Men things, which I think like all the X-Men movies are. They always kind of pull from different things, but the problem is you kind of like mess up potential for other stories when you do that because you kind of like because you burned the Reavers and you burned like you can't do the Hope Summers storyline and I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like they kind of
because just having Cable and Hope Summers running around.
Right.
You can't because they already did that.
Like
an old man with a young girl running around. Like, dude, the scene in the store where she picks up the stuff. Like, when Hope Summers came back, she and Cable stopped off at a store, and all she wanted to do was get this set of combs and stuff because she's never seen this stuff before. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I want it!" And Cable bought it for her, or got it for her after he got mad at her and made her leave.
Yeah, like
so they get attacked. Yeah,
like X-Men 1, they're like, "Oh yeah, throw Sabretooth in there," and he's just like a goon. But then later on, they're like, "Wait, we want Sabretooth to be like Wolverine, like they have his history, and now we're gonna put that in a movie." But you already showed them like not know who each other are earlier.
Yeah,
and like it takes it takes planning, and seems like they don't really like have plans like that. And if you follow the comic storylines more, like you'd have a really good set of movies to do.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing, man.
You already ruined Apocalypse. Yeah. You could have done the Age of Apocalypse as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You could have done
not anymore.
Yeah, you could have done so much stuff, but they kind of like throw everything in the pot, and it
boils over.
There's not enough left. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, man. They also poked fun at like. So the reason there's no more mutants is because they created genetically engineered food that inhibits the expression of the mutant genes or something. What? And the funny thing is, they talk about it, like the family they visit. They're like, "Man, they all got this super corn, blah 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 blah," and he literally called it super corn.
Another example I just thought of.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
But it's corn syrup. They use it for corn syrup.
Yeah.
So basically, there are no more mutants because we all got fat off of corn syrup. Okay, go.
Just another example that popped in my head is like, because the next movie is supposed to be Dark Phoenix Saga.
How?
But Sebastian Shaw was in First Class already, and then, right? So it's like, Pierce was in Logan, so you're going to have a different guy in charge of the Hellfire Club, and kind of burn through stuff like that way, so.
You can't have Dark Phoenix until you've established, either you start pretending everyone already knows everything, or you have to take the time to establish it. And Apocalypse established diddly squat, except we're kids, we're at school, and we don't know how to fight except for shooting beams at things. That's our teamwork, guys.
Cyclops got his power in a bathroom stall.
To be honest, that's not terribly far off. He was getting bullied at school, and then he blew his way through.
Doesn't have to be in a bathroom stall.
No, apparently that's where you get bullied, because no one will find you there.
No one will find you there. Alright, so you watched, half Iron Fist?
I just watched episode 7.
Alright, we'll talk about it a little bit, and then maybe next month we can kind of get more into it, but...
it hasn't gotten terrible yet.
Alright, let's talk about, So, let's talk about this. So, we have the Marvel Unlimited Plus subscription.
Yeah.
Probably you get these different events you can get into. So OJ and I have gone to the different premieres. We've gone to Daredevil.
Every single one they've had.
Jessica Jones. We went to Daredevil season 2. Luke Cage. It's really fun because they do them in like areas of the city, like where the show takes place.
Mm-hmm.
So Daredevil's in Hell's Kitchen. Luke Cage was in Harlem. You had to go to Harlem to see it, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
This one was like, where was this? Like way downtown or something?
Tribeca?
All right, does that have something to do with the show? Or
I don't really know.
It does. Yeah, it wasn't like Wall Street, I guess, right? Kind of something to do with the show. So we get the invite to go. Well, I got the invite to go.
Well, you got the effing invite.
And I'm like, John, I got the invite to go to Iron Fist last night. And then he never got it. What happened? He started going crazy about this. Mad.
They started telling me, oh, it's in your email filters. It's not. It is not in my email filters. It is not in my spam folder. I didn't get any emails from them until after I emailed them telling them, hey, I had a problem. And then when they sent out the next batch of emails, I got the next batch. And then I got the cancellation. Whee!
So did you get upset? He sent them did you send like a personalized email to them and they apologized to you and everything?
Barely apologized. I said it got stuck in your email filters. I'm like, here are screenshots of my email filters. It did not.
But they said you could go though, right? Didn't they?
Yeah, I said I could go. It was very nice. They were very nice about that. Yeah, but
so they were all
it wasn't
straightened out. I actually made sure I had the night off, and I was like, because I wasn't sure if I was going to go or not. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go because why not? And so we're all ready to go, and we had an insane snowstorm, the biggest of the year on that day, and they actually canceled it, and they never did it. They never had a premiere.
No,
right? They just canceled it outright, and it never happened.
Yeah,
and they were snowed in.
Yeah,
talking on the phone. It's the best we could do.
I know, and you know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, go on. It's fine.
I was going to say, I was like, man, if they were like real cagey, they should put it out today on Netflix.
Yeah, I hope they would,
because the whole Northeast is like stuck inside.
Mm-hmm.
So just release it now. That would have been perfect to oh wow, okay, let's watch the show.
The Chaos Monkeys can handle it. Go.
Right. Well, they can't do that. I guess it's all the marketing.
But yeah. I don't know. I think I'm at the breaking point in the show where things start to spiral out of control. I'm not sure.
What happened?
Well, honestly, it's funny. The things that don't.
Saw.
Okay, here's the thing. By the way, guys, spoilers. The things that I'm not that don't make me think the show's jumped the shark or anything. Danny getting to the end of a tournament and losing despite winning. Nope, that doesn't throw it for me. Danny confronting Madame Gao in his own effing building and then following her to the 13th floor and him almost breaking the arm of a pharmaceuticals rep from the UK, stealing her password and tablet, and that telling them where all the drugs are. No, not that. Not the chemist dying. Not Ward's dad's fingers getting chopped off after he kills some guys who are going to kill him, and then has Ward, whose hand he broke himself to try to get drugs because he magically went from 2 pills a day to 17 in the course of 36 hours. Yes. No, not any of that stuff. The thing that threw me was when Ward showed his cell phone, personal account, $24 million. He does the smart thing and books a retreat to get out of town and to get his life back on track. And then all his money is gone. And that is where I go, no. They're implying at this point, at the end of episode 7, I've got 5 minutes left in the episode, that's because they just kicked Ward and Joy Meacham and I guess Danny Rand out of the company or off the board.
Yeah.
But
you got a ways to go. It gets worse than that.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. That doesn't remove your personal funds. That's separate.
Take that out in cash, man. You're good to go. Get a suitcase. Right?
Yeah, regardless, I'm guessing there's going to be some corporate shenanigans for his 51%. I bet you the board's going to vote to split the stock and then buy out Danny, more stuff than Danny has. That's the only, I don't even know if that's possible. In financial situations. But you know what?
Think of what you're talking about. You're talking about finances and in
a superhero show.
Yeah, is that what you wanted to see? I mean,
not really. I mean, Luke Cage ended up being a gritty crime drama, which was cool.
This thing's like a daytime soap.
Yeah,
it has these big swerves and reveals, and you're like,
everyone's back from the dead, guys.
People just come back. People change sides in a dime, and it's very soapy. Like, yeah, even the way it's acted, like was it Harold? Is that the dad?
Yeah.
The way he speaks, like kind of, it's like very.
He's got a weird voice. I don't know where I've heard it before. He's got a very distinct mode of speech.
It's almost like he's doing a voice or he's doing a thing.
Yeah.
But look, man, it's not the worst thing ever. Like,
no, it's not.
People really came down hard on it.
Oh my gosh, they didn't hit it out of the park. Let's burn them alive.
Well, I mean, it hurts them that they came after all the other shows. It's the weakest of all the Netflix shows.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out after all of them, so that definitely doesn't help you. But what is its purpose? What is it supposed to do for our world? Is it supposed to cure diseases, or what is it? What is its purpose? And I think its purpose is to provide some entertainment. Not even just entertainment, it's cheap entertainment. It's basically for free. You could watch it for free easily.
If you already have Netflix.
If you don't have
it. Yeah, you mean free. Okay.
But I pay for it. I pay $9.99 a month, and not only do I get that show, but many other shows. It's basically nothing. If you think about it. So, if its purpose is to provide some level of entertainment, I was entertained.
Yeah.
For parts of it. I enjoyed it for what it was. It doesn't hurt me in any way, If it was so bad, there's no way you would have been able to continue watching.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's no way people just, people want to talk about how this episode, like episode 12 is so bad, or I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just using that example, John.
Yeah.
But okay, you watched that means you watched 12 hours in. Like, how bad could it be that you, you kept going? So.
Yeah.
Is it great? No. Is it good? No.
It's okay.
But it's there.
Passable. It's passable at worst.
And while I was watching it, I enjoyed the process of like, okay, what's going to happen next, and what's going to go down. I'm
it's
interested
entertainment.
in seeing it. And
are you not entertained?
That's all you want it to be. I'm not being forced to watch it again or anything. Or, it is what it is, man.
I mean, there's a few things in the show I find really weird.
Don't go nuts. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there are a few things that I don't know if I'd say are off-putting, but like, I don't know how powerful Iron Fist is in the comics, but Danny Rand, unless they're just jumping into this
he's
with
more powerful than the show.
Clearly, in the show, he's just like, oh no, I already used my chi once today. I'm done. Hold on, baby. Let me sleep it off. Like, what? Like, seriously? Dude's got a refractory period for punching?
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, gotta let my chi recharge. I can understand that if they're trying to say that, like, oh no, he's very new and he's not really powerful yet. He hasn't found his center. How in Bob's name did he do whatever he had to do to get the power in the first place?
Well, like, I think we should do is put a pin in it, and I think we should talk about it next time once you've seen it.
Okay.
We can really get into it. But my main problem is, like, I don't like, I've talked about this before, I don't like just coincidences in things. Mm-hmm. Like, for just things happen, they're like, oh wow, doesn't that fit perfectly? But would never
what a crazy random happenstance.
But would never really happen in any kind of reality.
Dude.
The dude, is trained by this group that fights the Hand. Training to fight the Hand. He decides to just leave on a whim for no real reason that had anything to do with his training or the Hand or anything like that. He goes to New York, where he just happens to be from New York, and the Hand is there. And not only are they there, they have a floor in his building of his parents' name, his parents' company. And this woman, and then he's homeless, and he randomly meets this woman who does martial arts, and she's training Claire, who knows all the other superheroes, and she can introduce him to them.
Well, John, to be fair, New York has very few people in it. You will always see people, that same one guy in New York who's your best friend when you randomly walk down somewhere for no reason. I mean, it happens all the time. New York is tiny.
And there's actually more things I could say, but I don't want to spoil it for you.
Please don't. No, I'll get there. But John, you have to remind me to talk about that after I'd only seen a few episodes. My theory for why Danny Rand left, or why Danny Rand became the Iron Fist, why that actually happened.
Yeah.
And then you can remind me how I was completely wrong because they did something much worse.
Well, I see where you're going with that. I was going to say these coincidences. Basically, you're trying to get characters together and you're trying to move story. There's ways to connect these dots that are better than just like, oh, look, it just happened. You know?
Yeah,
if he's in Kunlun training to fight the Hand, maybe he hears someone talking like, hey, the Hand is in New York. Mm-hmm. And then he goes, I'm from New York. I know these Mitran people. That's my real home, New York. They're in danger of the Hand. This group I've been told my entire life is so dangerous, they're going to kill everyone. I should go there.
That's another thing.
And return
he says
there.
I've been training my entire life.
Well, yeah.
No. You've been training for maybe 1/2 to 2/3 of your life.
Yeah.
Okay? Gosh.
Or if you don't want to do that storyline, if you don't like that, you could actually do the things people get mad, like the white savior trope. There's all these like terms for things. Did you know that was a trope, a term?
Yeah.
Okay. So how about you do a storyline where the monks in Kunlun are like, hey, we have a dude from New York in our group, and we know the Hand is there. Why don't we send him back? We'll give him the Iron Fist power.
Mm-hmm.
Even though maybe he's not ready for this power, but we're going to trust him with the power.
Exactly. That would explain
maybe all the other
much.
people are like upset about it. This guy, he sucks. Well, we're going to trust Danny Rand because he's from there. He's going to stop the Hand. That's your mission, dude. Okay, go.
How about this? What if the monks who are born there or something can't leave? They're not allowed to leave. Then it's not because he's white. It's because, he doesn't like spontaneously burst into flames if he steps outside the walls, or he hasn't sworn to stay within the walls or something like that.
Well, it's unclear what they're doing. It seems like they don't leave the place. They just protect it. It's like a city or something. I don't know.
It's like a sacred
place. They just protect it and they don't ever go anywhere. Okay, that's fine. But you can change it, and there's a reason for him to go there. That's not just I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
And the thing with Claire, maybe Claire's fought the Hand before. Maybe she's involved in some sort of anti-Hand operation and runs into Danny along the way. Since they're both enemies of the Hand.
Well, I wouldn't see Claire being involved in any sort of operation. She wants to lay low, and she just keeps running into all this stuff.
Or maybe she's doing something. It doesn't have to be like she's hunting them down or something, but she's aware that they exist. Maybe she's trying to, I don't know, alert people about them, or
maybe
no one believes her. Or I don't know. You know what I'm saying here? Mm-hmm. What would the real person be doing? Like, she worked in this hospital, the Hand came in and killed people, remember, in Daredevil Season 2, and she had all these run-ins with them before. Do you just go about your life after that, or are you trying to maybe educate?
Dude, she's been going about her life after disaster after disaster.
Yeah.
Blah.
I think she meets Luke Cage randomly, too. She meets everyone just like, maybe that's what they're going. I don't know.
Well, I think she ended up moving to Harlem or something. Which makes me wonder why she's going all the way to wherever it is for martial arts lessons.
Anyway, we'll get more into it next time. But I did enjoy it. And by the way, it was actually the second most viewed launch day for a Marvel show. Luke Cage was number 1, actually.
Oh, wow.
Iron Fist was number 2, so it did very well.
For certain values of definitions as well.
I guess
numbers, on it.
Analytics and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's that. I had other things I wanted to talk about today. I had some UFO reports I wanted to get into.
Aww.
We'll just save everything.
We're already over 2 hours, so.
We'll just save it. Well, we lost, I don't know how much time with the...
Oh, no, that's just this one recording.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to be at like 2.5.
So we'll put a pin on everything, man. We'll be back eventually.
Wait.
Yes?
I want to mention, though, a friend of mine brought up for International Women's Day earlier in the month. There's a campaign going on for helping girls get schooling. It's girls. What's it called? Girls Count. they're having a campaign at girlscount.one.org. If that's something you approve of, then please, by all means, help some girls get schooling. In other words, school good. Yeah.
Is there like a address? Did you say it?
Yeah. It is girlscount.one.org.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, friends. We'll see you next time. I have some stuff to chat about. I don't know what's going on. Are we going into April here?
Yeah, it'll be April.
Maybe some
for soon.
Some Easter stories, maybe some egg hunts.
Oh my gosh!
Maybe go on an egg hunt. You find a wallaby eating your eggs, and then some guys with heat sensor vision, chasing him with tranks.
Superman could find him.
All of that stuff, man. I'll be at your local retailer, stocking shelves. Come see me.
Oh,
and that's that. OJ, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for listening to the show.
This has been a production of StayBallsy.com, the best in free and optional entertainment. Have a pleasant evening, and remember, stay ballsy. Don't take any shit from anyone.